You talked about spark earlier. Okay, you talked about meet cute, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming like we could interchange spark in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
How important is having a spark when you meet someone to longevity? We'll say like a successful relationship, whatever that means to you. So for me, spark is really important, at least in the early time. But I'm going to let you guys jump in on this. Anyone can jump in, Joe yourself included.
So he had mentioned when we first met, I thought he was really annoying.
Spark. So was there like when you, okay, let me ask specifically about this. So like the first time you remember meeting John, was there any spark?
Oh no.
Like none.
No spark.
So at that time I was dating. Okay. So our first meeting, this is how.
Oh, that's right. You were dating somebody else.
I was dating somebody else. And honestly, I'm trying to figure out how to say this in a way like, yeah, because I was dating somebody, I think that might have been part of it because I was like off the market, obviously. But so this was such a like weird way to meet, but we like went to the UCCS rec center and we were working out and it was like a group thing.
Don't ask people out at gyms.
Yeah, John.
And so it was my boyfriend at the time and then his best friend was John's best friend. So it was like the four of us working out.
Yeah.
And I just thought he was like so obnoxious. And I was like,
like, why specifically did he come off that way?
because at that time he was a more intense version of what he is now.
Oh, God.
Like he's kind of like,
no, just kidding, John.
Wait,
you know, settled down.
It's just like, what does that even mean?
Out obnoxiously somehow?
It was his
or-
like humor and his like, you know how he's like always like singing in like a weird voice.
No, they don't know
and,
that.
Well, no,
and I'm like trying to figure out like what you show people. Like
throwing him under the bus.
I'm waiting to hear that she didn't feel the spark until the butt scoot. Like, that's the moment.
She's
right?
only human though. The butt scoot gets them all.
So like I don't know, I just he was just very like just obnoxious and like cracking jokes and like
That
very
is so
loud
obnoxious when people crack
and
jokes.
just very like I don't know, just kind of like douchey, and I just got picked up this like douchey vibe.
Yeah.
He wasn't at all, but it was the vibe that I was
So this is
picking
like the best turnaround success story ever.
Yeah.
It is.
You
It
literally
is.
took what sounds like an awful first
Yeah.
meeting and made
Yeah.
made that your wife. Like
A
that's
true-
pretty amazing. Like, that's
Yeah,
pretty
I would
cool.
agree. A true rags to riches.
So,
Yeah.
rags to riches. So then, okay, so that was our first meeting. And then I broke up with that guy. And then the Cowboys night was, we had all gone out as a group and it was like a big group date thing. And it was like 10 of us there. And then, so the butt scoot was like hilarious. And then he taught me how to two-step and then the karaoke thing.
Oh.
But then at the end of the night, we talked too. It wasn't just the funny stuff. We like talked and we had like a serious conversation. And
Do you remember what about?
Probably how she thought I was a douche.
I think you had mentioned like that he had mentioned that he took his sister to church with him. And his sister has Down syndrome. So like that he took his sister to church with him, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm a churchgoer, and I've always been a churchgoer.
yeah.
And so I think that was probably what sealed the deal for me. And
The church element?
yeah. And like
Ah.
hearing him say that he took his sister with Down syndrome to church and just being like, okay, clearly he's amazing. Like if he's a good brother, and the fact that he goes to church and he's hilarious and he's, and we had exchanged numbers at the end of the night, and we had, you know, the more that I got to know him and the more I don't really remember. I think because the first time that we hung out, just the two of us, we went to church and took Lindsay with us. And so I think that was probably when the spark came in was, no, it was the night with the butt scoot. I love that. I thought
So it
it
can
was
be
hilarious.
that spark was sort of built.
Yeah,
through
it grew
connection,
over
through doing
time.
activities
It
together.
grew over time.
Yeah.